My beloved child, listen carefully if you trust in God. Type Amen, subscribe for more videos. There are moments when heaven leans closer than usual, when time, silence, and spirit align to form a doorway. This is one of those moments Jesus has spoken your name, not in judgment, not in warning, but in invitation. He has whispered it with authority, not because something is ending, but because something is beginning. You didn't stumble upon this message by chance. You arrived here. Because in the spirit realm, a shift has been scheduled for you within the next moments, 17 to be exact. Something unseen will begin moving, not around you, but for you. This isn't about fear, it's about fulfillment. You've been waiting, praying, questioning, and now heaven answers not with noise, but with presence. Jesus says, "My beloved, I have carried your name in my hands longer than you've known. I have watched you grow in grace, even when the world offered no applause. I have waited for the time when your spirit would be still enough to receive what I've prepared, and that time has come. I have spoken your name before angels. I have declared your readiness. I have told heaven to move on your behalf. Not tomorrow, not later, but now, within these next sacred minutes. I will begin a soft but certain stirring in your atmosphere. Not as a storm, but as a stream. It may not look dramatic, but it will be undeniable. And it begins now. Archangel Michael says, "I have heard the sound from heaven." When Jesus speaks your name, it echoes beyond time. I stand with my sword lowered in peace, not in defense. This moment does not call for battle, it calls for blessing. You have entered the room of alignment. Everything that felt paused is beginning to move. The spiritual weight that sat in your chest, like silence, is lifting. You are not late, you are exactly on time. I have seen your endurance, your quiet obedience, your strength in hidden seasons. And now heaven is responding, not with explanation, but with elevation. Jesus continues, "In the next moments, your atmosphere will begin to feel different, not because something around you has changed, but because something within you is being activated. What I placed inside you long ago, the light, the clarity, the unshakable peace, it's rising. You may notice a sudden calm, a deep breath you didn't know you needed. That's me. That's my spirit. That's the beginning of what's next. I do not rush you. I reveal you slowly, gently, with honor. And this moment is not the result of effort. It is the result of alignment. Archangel Michael says, "From this moment on, expect divine nudges. A word someone says will feel louder. A memory will feel lighter. A sudden idea will carry unusual clarity. These are not coincidences, they are confirmations. You have stepped into what heaven has kept ready for you. The delay is over, the room has been prepared, the oil has been poured, and your name has been spoken, not as a warning, but as a release." Jesus says, "You have asked me many times, when will it be my turn? And I want you to know. This is it, not because the world suddenly understands your worth, but because heaven has already confirmed it. The shift you've prayed for is not coming from outside forces, but from a seed I planted inside you long ago. And today that seed is opening quietly, powerfully. No earthquake, no thunder, just a soft blooming of purpose. that no man can stop, your atmosphere has been rearranged. Not to impress the world, but to heal your soul. You will not need to strive to prove your worth anymore. I am placing you in rooms where your spirit is recognized before your name is even spoken. You are not arriving to impress, you are arriving to belong, because I, the Lord your God, have spoken your name in the presence of those who are being prepared to receive you with honor. Not resistance. Archangel Michael says, I have moved ahead of you. I have made crooked paths straight. I have removed unseen obstacles that would have confused you. I have quieted the voices that doubted your value. You won't even know how many things were stopped before they could ever reach you, but know this: I did not guard you because you are weak. I guarded you because your assignment is too valuable to be touched by what is not divine. You are walking into a season where open doors won't require you to knock twice, because the door that's opening has your name already etched into its frame, and I, with heaven's authority, have already unlatched it. Jesus says in these next few minutes, don't search for signs outside. Look within that sudden stillness. You feel that's me. That breath that feels easier, that's me. That sudden reminder of who you used to be and how far you've come. That's me showing you how much has already been healed. You are not behind. You are being unfolded. I do not rush glory. I reveal it layer by layer, and now the layer of confusion is lifting. You will feel clarity rising like light in a dark room. It won't feel forced. It will feel familiar because your spirit has known all along. You were never forgotten, just hidden for the right moment. And this moment, my beloved, is that moment. Archangel Michael says, the silence you've endured has built a strength in you that noise never could. That's why you walk differently. Now that's why people look at you and feel something sacred, even if they don't understand it. Your presence is carrying peace, and your silence is becoming a shield. Let no one rush you. Let no fear distract you. What's coming to your life now is not something you'll have to fight for. It is something heaven is delivering directly, because Jesus himself took your name and placed it in the heart of this divine appointment. And once heaven schedules something, no man, no delay, no resistance can cancel it. Jesus says, you've tried to hold everything together with strength that no one sees. You've smiled through situations where your soul was tired. You've supported others while wondering when someone would finally support you. I saw it all. And that is why today I didn't send a crowd. I sent clarity. I didn't allow noise. I gave you silence that speaks. The people who left the moments that paused the doors that didn't open. It wasn't punishment. It was protection. Because I wasn't just preparing blessings for you. I was preparing you for the blessings. Now you won't chase, you'll receive now. You won't doubt, you'll discern. Because what's coming is not just what you wanted. It's what your spirit has needed for a long time. Divine rest inside divine direction. Archangel Michael says, there are people whose hearts are already being stirred to bless you, people who don't even know your full story, but who are about to be used by heaven to confirm your value. You won't have to beg for recognition. Your name spoken by Jesus is already echoing in rooms of favor. The atmosphere around your name is shifting. Those who were once silent about your light will soon speak it with awe. Those who overlooked you will wonder how they missed what was always divine. But I say to you, do not let the increase your intimacy with God stay rooted. Stay grateful, because what's coming next is not just visibility, it is vindication with peace. Jesus says your relationships will begin to feel different. Conversations that once left you drained will now expose their purpose. You will feel drawn to those who nourish your spirit and gently distanced from those who used your kindness without returning it. This isn't rejection, this is realignment. You don't need to force anything anymore. The flow of my spirit is guiding you. The wrong people will fade without drama, and the right ones will arrive without resistance. You won't have to wonder if they are sent by me. You will feel it. Peace will surround their presence. That's how you'll know, Archangel Michael says. Even your dreams will shift. What once seemed blurry will become vivid. You'll begin to see things with more clarity. Your goals, your next step, your calling. The pressure to be perfect will dissolve, and in its place will come a sense of divine timing. This is not about rushing to make up for lost time. This is about trusting that nothing has been lost. Heaven kept every seed, every tear, every prayer, and now the release has begun. I stand at your side, not just guarding, but celebrating, because the shift is not just in the spirit. It is in your steps. Jesus says, you've looked at your hands and wondered if what you carry is enough. But I have seen those hands folded in prayer when no one was watching, lifted in faith when your heart felt heavy, open in surrender when you didn't know what else to give. And now I say to you, those same hands will carry overflow, not as a reward for perfection, but as a response to your quiet faith, the resources you've been waiting for. The opportunities you once feared had passed you by, the sudden help that seemed delayed. They are arriving, now you won't need to chase them. They are being drawn to your name, because your name has been whispered in the divine realm the moment I spoke it. Doors began to turn, not by might, but by grace. This is not just provision, this is divine recognition. Archangel Michael says, heaven has assigned angels to follow this release. You will notice it, not just in large blessings, but in the smallest shifts. The bill you were worried about will be handled. The person you couldn't reach will suddenly reach for you. The idea you once doubted will now bloom with clarity. These are signs of alignment. You've stepped out of striving and into timing, and I tell you, this timing is sacred. It's not random, it's not luck, it's heaven keeping a promise made before you even knew to ask. This moment was reserved. And you, being faithful in the unseen, are now the one it belongs to. Jesus says, there are things I placed in your spirit long ago, dreams you buried, visions you shelved, creativity you silenced. But now, like rivers from a hidden spring, those gifts are coming back to life. Don't be afraid to dream again. Don't be afraid to try again. You are not who you used to be this time. Your steps will be led, not pushed, inspired, not pressured. You won't have to compete for a seat at the table. I am building a table with your name engraved in gold, and the blessings being prepared will not exhaust you. They will fit you, not because they are small, but because they are true. Archangel Michael says you are not in the season of almost. You are in the season of already happening, even when you cannot see it. Yet the blessing is in motion, and your spirit knows this. That's why you've been feeling both calm and excited without reason. That's why your sleep feels deeper, your prayers feel lighter, your breath feels full. This is what release feels like. Not loud, not rushed, just right, just holy, just finally here. And I, as heaven's guard and messenger, am walking beside you to ensure that nothing interferes with what God has scheduled for your life. Jesus says there is something sacred unfolding in your home, not just within the walls, but within the atmosphere. I have stepped into the silence of your space and filled it with my presence. You may not have noticed the moment it shifted, but your spirit felt it. The weight that used to hang in the air has lifted. The heaviness that sat in rooms you avoided is dissolving. This is not coincidence. This is divine transformation. I have made your home more than shelter. I have made it sanctuary. Every corner is now covered by my light. Where once you felt tension, you will now feel peace. Where once there were restless nights, now comes calm. Even your sleep will be different. Your dreams will carry truth, and your waking will carry vision. You are not just resting, you are being restored. Archangel Michael says, I have been stationed at your doorway, not to guard from fear, but to seal the blessing. I have removed energies that were not assigned to you. I have silenced spirits of doubt that tried to linger. I have cut the strings of past confusion that once echoed through your hallways. This space now belongs fully to heaven's will. Every prayer you whispered in the kitchen, every tear you shed in the dark, every hope you quietly carried in the bedroom, they have not gone unnoticed. They've risen like incense before the throne, and now heaven has responded with peace. This peace will not leave you. It has been anchored. Jesus continues, you've tried to keep your house joyful even when you felt sorrow. You've tried to make your space beautiful even when your spirit felt broken. And I honor that effort. That's why I'm turning every room into a place of healing. Music will feel sweeter, light will feel warmer, even moments of silence will feel safe now because I dwell here. I walk with you through every hallway. I sit with you when you feel alone. I listen when you speak to me, even if your words come only in thought. Your home is not just a location anymore. It is now a holy place, a resting place for angels, a launching ground for miracles. Archangel Michael says, if you've noticed people suddenly avoid your home, don't take it as offense. Take it as confirmation. What is holy will not be comfortable for what is unclean. What is sacred will not sit easily with what is pretending. You don't need to force anyone to stay. The right souls will be drawn to this peace. The wrong ones will quietly leave. That is not loss. That is divine filtering. Let it happen. Don't grieve what God is pruning, because what remains will carry fruit, what remains will carry truth, and this peace you feel is not temporary. It is a permanent seal from heaven. Jesus says, "The time of waiting in silence has passed." What was dormant is now awakening your purpose. Yes, the one you doubted, the one you postponed, the one you kept hidden in your heart because life felt too heavy. It has been activated, not because you figured everything out, not because the world gave you permission, but because I did. I placed eternity inside you, and now that eternity is stirring, you will begin to feel a new kind of energy, not the anxious kind that demands action, but the peaceful kind that brings clarity. You'll know what to do without forcing it. You'll sense when to move, when to speak, when to pause. This is divine rhythm, and you are in sync with it now. You are no longer chasing purpose, you are walking in it. Archangel Michael says, "You've always been chosen, but now you are also commissioned." That means heaven has not only marked you, but assigned you. There is something only you can do, and that moment is drawing near. You may not know the full picture yet, but you don't have to. The first steps will be clear: a conversation, a message, a door that opens easily. These are not coincidences, they are divine instructions. Follow them with peace. You are not starting from scratch. You are starting from anointing. And with every step I will walk beside you. You will not stumble, you will not be lost, because your path is not made by man, it's been carved by heaven. Jesus continues, "You once questioned if you were too late. But I tell you now, you are exactly on time. My plans for you were never delayed. They were being developed every season. That felt like a setback was actually a season of sacred preparation. I was protecting your softness. I was deepening your discernment. I was teaching you how to recognize me even in the dark. And now that you've learned to hear my whisper, I will begin to speak through everything. Through people, through dreams, through stillness, even through moments that seem ordinary, because your spirit is no longer asleep, it is ready. And when you are ready, you don't need loud signs. You only need still knowing. Archangel Michael says, your life is about to echo with peace and progress. That doesn't mean everything will be perfect, but it does mean everything will be purposeful. Even your challenges will carry meaning. Even delays will carry wisdom. Even silence will carry answers. You've stepped into a realm where spiritual understanding becomes second nature. You no longer have to beg God for confirmation. He will send it before you even ask. And I will be near to make sure nothing diverts what has already been released. You are not walking into your calling, you are becoming it. Jesus says you have entered the beginning of a quiet miracle. No announcements, no flashing signs, just a gentle shift within you and around you. That heaviness you carried in your chest for so long is finally lifting. That invisible weight pressing on your mind is loosening its grip. This is not your imagination. This is divine peace finding its way back into your spirit. You've prayed not just for answers, but for relief. And now I give it to you not as a reward for perfection, but as the response to your persistence. You stayed open-hearted in seasons where others closed off. You believed in light even when surrounded by shadows. Now that same light is breaking through your walls. Your inner world is becoming still, soft, safe. This is not temporary peace. This is my peace, and once I place it within you, no one can steal it again. Archangel Michael says, "Heaven has also heard the cry for provision. Not just money, but stability. Not just income, but increase with rest. And now by divine authority, the flow begins. Unexpected blessings will come through familiar hands. Provision will come from places you didn't expect, but places that were always appointed. This won't look like hustle. This will look like harvest. You've sworn in faith. You've waited in silence, you've praised even in pain, and now you will collect in peace. The financial peace coming to your home will not only meet needs, it will break cycles. I see the chains snapping. Even now, debt is dissolving, delays are being removed, access is being granted, not just to resources, but to the right voices. The right rooms, the right revelations. This is divine unlocking. Jesus says, and with that unlocking comes something deeper, emotional clarity. You're not just going to feel better. You're going to understand yourself better. The confusion that used to sit at the edge of your joy will no longer have a voice. You'll recognize what your soul is truly asking for, and you'll honor it no more, silencing yourself to make others comfortable. No more shrinking your emotions to keep the peace you are stepping into, a season where your heart becomes your compass. And I, your Lord, walk every step beside you. You will love more intentionally, forgive more freely, heal more quickly, because you'll no longer be navigating life from wounds. You'll be moving from wisdom. Archangel Michael says, I now surround you with a circle of divine stillness, not to make you passive, but to prepare you for purposeful action. You'll know what to do next, and more importantly, you'll feel ready to do it. There will be no more racing against time, no more measuring yourself against others. This next season is about flow, not force. And as you step into each day with heaven's pace, you'll realize something incredible. Peace was never outside of you. It was waiting inside you to be awakened, and now it has. If you believe in God, type Amen.